Okay, welcome to Friday Flow. So good to see you all. Start our seated position. If you have yoga blocks, go ahead and grab those because we're going to use them later in our flow. If you don't have yoga blocks, that is okay. But you can also grab pillows or rolled up towels. That would work as well. So it is Friday, made it to another Friday. So just go ahead and close your eyes here for a moment and just let your mind and body decompress before we start our practice and our workout this morning. And maybe it's taking a moment to check in with yourself without any judgment as always. And just taking note of how you're feeling this Friday morning. Whether it's a little sleepy, a little anxious, maybe you're feeling really sore, whatever that is. No judgment, just being aware of how you're feeling. Be mindful of that as we go through our practice today. And just start to do some shoulder rolls here. So you can go ahead and open up your eyes again and start to bring your shoulders all the way up to your ears. Inhale and exhale down and back. So just nice and gentle. And again, you want to find something that is comfortable, a comfortable seated position. Feel free to change that as we're here. You can always move around in your space. So start to make these rolls a little bit bigger, all the way up and down. As you're here in the seated position, think of lifting up and lengthening that spine. One more. And then on your next breath, let's take those arms up and then exhale down. So we're gonna do a couple of these. So exhaling out any negative energy, any tension, any anxiety, you're just gonna leave it here. Let it go and leave it here on the mat today. So feel free to do an audible exhale. So inhale through the nose, but maybe you exhale out through the mouth and take deep breaths. Be mindful of how you're feeling this morning. And let's do this one more time. Big deep breath in and exhale down. Okay, so now we're gonna shrug our shoulders up to our ears. So you're gonna bring them all the way up and then big exhale, just let it go. So we're gonna do that a couple of times. Shrug, shrug, shrug all the way up and exhale, let it go. Let's do it 2 more times. So you can also have that audible exhale, almost as if a sigh of relief. Let's do that 1 more time. So shrug it all the way up and then exhale, let it go. Back to our shoulder rolls. This time just doing one at a time and starting to add a little bit more movement into it. So maybe starting to add a little twist here and there, almost like you're dancing here in this seated position. Especially if you're just waking up, we want to be nice and gentle to our bodies. All right, so now we're going to stretch out our neck a little bit here. I want you to keep your shoulders right on top of your hips and keep them level. You're going to tilt first your left ear to your left shoulder. So nice and easy. Now, sometimes what tends to happen is that opposite shoulder comes up like this. So try to keep those shoulders nice and level. We don't want to force ourselves into any pose or position today. If you want a little bit more resistance, a little more of a stretch, you can gently place your hand on your head and then with that opposite arm, straighten it down and think of sort of pressing that hand to the floor, just so we can create a little more space in the neck. One more breath here. And then slowly, slowly come back up to the center, and then we'll do the same thing on the other side. Just keep in mind if something doesn't feel good, stop the movement, and then readjust. So now right ear to that right shoulder. Keeping the shoulders level. You can stay right here or add a little bit more resistance. If you want a deeper stretch, gently press down. If that feels okay, and then opposite arm. Same thing, sort of flexing that hand and pressing your hand down to the floor. So we want to drop that shoulder. Perfect. And one more breath here. And then slowly come back up to the center. Good. Just go ahead and tuck that chin down. Nice and easy. And then slowly bring it back up. Look up. And let's come back to the center and look over to that left side. And then gently back to the center and look over the other side. So I want you to do these 4 points. One more time through. Down, up, and side to side. Nice and easy. Not too fast. Keeping the shoulders down. And then once you're done, just come back to that neutral spine, head up in the middle. Perfect. All right, let's come out of this seated position. We're gonna do something a little bit different and come to a kneeling position. So if you have an extra mat or a blanket, you can grab that. If you don't, you can fold your mat. Just gonna give your knees a little extra support. So kneeling position. And if you have those blocks, go ahead and place them just on either side of your legs here. They're not necessary, but they will make the movement a little more helpful. So our hips are up. They're gonna wanna sit back a little bit, but we wanna get a nice stretch in those hip flexors. So to show you from this side, just up like this. All right, so we're gonna take those arms up and go into a side bend. So first, just with the arms, so inhale. Exhale, you're gonna take that left arm down first. So you're either gonna reach for the floor or for your block. So since I'm feeling a little tight this morning, I'm using the block. You can use that in any way, but maybe you can reach the floor. You're gonna feel a big stretch in that side body. Inhale, let's come back up to the center. And then exhale, lower that right arm. I'm gonna do it nice and slow to start. And we're just gonna do this side to side. So back to the top, inhale, and exhale. You wanna go ahead and start to turn on those core muscles as well. So think of stitching your rib cage together, and you're gonna tuck your hips under just a tiny bit. Inhale and exhale. Let's do it one more on each side, and we're gonna hold it for a little bit longer. So we're going over to the left. You're just gonna hold this for a couple breaths. So you wanna keep your shoulders and hips squared. Feel a nice stretch along the right side of that body. And maybe you find that you do get a little bit closer to the floor if you're not there already. One more breath, and then I want you to think of almost pulling those abs in just a tiny bit to come back to the top. Inhale, and then exhale, both arms down. Just want to give you a little bit of a breather. Maybe you roll the shoulders, maybe you sit back, move the hips. We're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Just hold that for a little longer. All right, so arms up, inhale, exhale, that right arm comes down. And again, holding here for a couple breaths, adjusting as you need to. You can always bend the elbow too. If you feel those shoulders creeping up to your ears, right? So drop them back. Couple more breaths. Nice stretch in that left side body. So you're gonna use that core to help pull yourself up. So come back up to the top, inhale, and then exhale, those arms come down. Perfect. So you can take a little seat back if you'd like. We're gonna add a layer and do it another round or another time. And this time we're gonna add a leg. We're gonna extend that leg out as if you're doing a side plank. So if you have those blocks, really handy here. Also a pillow or towel works. So we're gonna start with our right leg out and reaching to the left side. So same thing. Arms come back up, inhale. Exhale, that left arm lowers. Okay, so you can stay right here for a second round. If you want to make it a little bit more challenging, extend that left leg. Okay, so if your hips are tight, this might be a little bit challenging, especially in the morning. So you can stay here if you want one more layer. I want you to push your hips back. Arm comes down in front. We sort of sweep it, inhale, and then exhale, bring it back up and push those hips up. We're gonna do that 4 times through. That was 1, so 3 more. And this is just an option. Inhale, hips back, and then exhale, come back up. Maybe you also take your gaze up at your elbow. 2 more times if you're doing this. Inhale and exhale. We're gonna push those hips forward. 1 more time, inhale and exhale. Hold this here for 4, 3, keep those hips up, 2, and 1. So now we have to come back. We gotta use those obliques. Bring that leg in first, and then slowly pull yourself back up. Inhale, and then exhale. All right, so let's do the same thing on the other side. You might find that you can open up a little bit more on one side, or the opposite, right? One side's a little tighter. All right, so same thing here. Arms start up. Inhale, and now that right arm, lower down. So you can hold. I want you to think about squeezing your glutes a little bit too, right? You can stay right here. And too much for your knees, find a seated position instead. All right, if you want a little more, extend that leg. Left leg. It's like you're in a side plank, right? So look down, nice straight line. Want to add more? Go ahead and drop those hips. Inhale, I'm going to sweep that arm down, hips drop straight back, and then exhale. Come back up, and 3 more times inhale. So sort of like you're swooping, nice flowing motion, almost like a dancing dog pose, right? Lifting up and back. 1 more time, you can keep that gaze at your elbow. Inhale, hips drop, and then exhale, really push those hips forward, lift the chest, hold this for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Perfect. Bring that leg back, use your core, bring yourself back up, lower those arms. Woo, great job. Gently sit back, and let's come to a child's pose. Great job. So just a little different movement for you all today. Great way to open up that side body and get those core muscles working. So let's come to a child's pose. So keep those blocks or pillows handy. Knees wide, feet together. You're gonna sit all the way back and down. Press your hips into your heels. And let's hang out in this child's pose for a couple breaths. If your forehead doesn't meet the mat, you could use a block for that too. Every exhale, just trying to find a little more space in the back and the hips. Hold this for a few more breaths. This is a great place to be when you need a break. You can always come to this, right? Beautiful. All right, we'll take 1 more breath. All right, let's slowly come on up to a tabletop position. So I know we're also in another kneeling position. Those with sensitive knees, because I have them too, could add an extra mat or roll your mat, right? Okay, so we're gonna do a nice traditional cat-cow, stretch for that lower back. So as you inhale, you're gonna drop the belly, lift the chest, and then exhale, tuck the chin into the chest and around the spine. Awesome, let's do it again, inhale. And exhale. So I'm cueing the breaths, but you can really go at your own pace. 2 more cat-cow. Really exaggerating the movements. You can get a nice, good stretch for your lower back. 1 more. Inhale and exhale. And then we're gonna come to a nice neutral spine. Now we're gonna go into our C curve. So just another way to work that side body and to get the obliques working. Look over that right shoulder. Bring your right hip to your Rib cage, come back to center, same thing other side. It's called a little C curve crunch almost. It's a small movement. Just moving our rib cage to our hips. Imagine you're making the letter C with that, with your torso, with your body. One more. Perfect. Okay, so next one, we're gonna give our wrist just a little bit of a break. You're gonna lower down to your chest and belly. I want your legs about hip distance, okay? This is similar to a baby cobra. Not quite a baby cobra though. You're actually gonna lift up onto your forearms. We did this one a couple weeks ago. If you're familiar with Pilates, it's Sphinx Pose, I believe. Elbows are right under your shoulders and your arms are straight. So you're on your elbows, you're on your forearms, and we're just gonna hang out here for a couple breaths. Now, it might be a little uncomfortable. If your back is tight, just want you to keep breathing. Uncomfortable is okay. If it's painful, if it's just too much, if you bring your elbows out a bit, that's gonna lower you down, and that should give you less intensity in this pose. So up to you. Keep breathing. You want to try and keep your shoulders away from your ears, and you want to keep your chest lifted. We're not doing anything except holding the pose, right, and just breathing. So no movement here. Just take a few more breaths. Now this is easy for you. Maybe you add a little twist and a turn over each shoulder. Just do it slowly. So again, up to you. Maybe this feels good, maybe it doesn't. So one more breath wherever you're at. Also might feel those triceps start to work a little bit. And then very slowly, you're gonna lower your chest, pull those elbows out away from you, arms down by your side, turn your head to the right, and just relax here. Notice how quickly the shoulders roll forward. Sort of what we do all day if we sit at our desk, which is probably why that last pose was hard. And bring your head back up. And you can turn your head to the other side, get a nice neck stretch. Ear to the floor, relax here for a couple breaths. Again, just letting your body decompress before we get to some real work, or harder work, I should say. All right, let's go ahead and tuck the toes, hands right under those shoulders. Inhale, and then exhale, gently press up. You can slide back to that child's pose for just a moment. So now we're gonna really build some heat in the body, okay? So let's come back up, and I'm just unfolding my mat here. All right, so we're gonna go into downward facing dog. Lift those hips way up, pedal out your heels. Upside down V, or in this case, you're sort of making a Christmas tree shape with your body, right? Relax the head. All right, as you inhale, I want you to come to your plank position. You're doing something different from what I normally do, so just follow along. You're holding your plank without moving anything else. I want you to bring your right knee into your chest. And hold it for 4, 3, 2, 1. And then just lower that knee to the floor. Now we're just going to move forward and back. So stretching out the wrists. And you're also pressing through that back heel, so like a calf stretch, right? Forward and back. Feel a big stretch in the back of that leg. So now we're going to reverse this. We're going to come back to that plank hold, but with our knee into our chest. So lift that knee off the floor and hold it here for 4, 3, 2. Place that foot straight back for your plank. Hold your plank. Tuck those hips. Come back to down dog. Beautiful. So hopefully a little burn, heat building there. Same thing other side. Inhale, come forward to your plank. Exhale, hold it. So continue to breathe. Pull your left knee into your chest, but keep your hips low in that plank. Hold for 4, 3, 2, and lower the knee straight down. Ooh, take a little breather there. Maybe readjust the hands. And now you're going to shift and rock forward and back. If you're not sure, look at my screen. So I'm pressing back through that right heel. I want that back leg super straight. Rock forward and back. Nice, good stretch. All right, let's reverse it. Turn on those core muscles one more time. So shoulders right on top of your wrists. And you're just lifting that knee off the floor. Getting as close as you can to your chest. Hold it for 4 without arching your back. 3, 2, straight back to plank. Hold that there. Keep breathing. And then hips up to down dog. Ooh, so small little movement, making a big difference. Hold that right here. All right, let's lower our knees down and sit back for child's pose. And you can flip those palms up and down for a little stretch. Good job. So now we're starting to get a little warmer. Okay, so I'm gonna warm up our hips before we go into our yoga flow, which is also gonna be a little different than what I do. Gotta switch things up for you all, right? So we're back to tabletop. You could do this on your elbows if those wrists are bothering you. We're gonna do some circles with our legs. You're gonna lift your right leg. Imagine you're drawing circles with your knee. We've done this one before. So just big circles with your knee. Imagine that knee is a paintbrush or colored pencil or whatever you like to use for your artwork. And then do the other direction. So you want to try to keep your hips steady. If your hips are rocking, make those circles a little smaller. So open up those hips. One more. All right. Sit back, relax, give the wrist a little bit of a breather, and we'll do the same thing on the other side. Again, you could do this on your forearms if you want. All right, so other leg comes up. Here we go, drawing circles. So we're just opening up the hips, getting into a little bit of mobility, because when we go through our yoga flow, you're gonna need it. So big, big circles without arching your back, and switch direction. So opening up those hips. You're also gonna feel that opposite leg, that glute, start to warm up as well. Keep that neck long. We're gonna do one more big circle. All right, and then go ahead and sit back. And again, you can flip the palms or just circle out those rests. Okay, so have your blocks, if you have them handy towards the top of your mat. You don't have to use them, but they're helpful if your hips and back are super tight. And we're gonna go ahead and start our flow. So we're gonna add layers. We're gonna start in our downward facing dog. So we're gonna get into our first movement a little bit differently. So I want us to warm up the hips. You're gonna start with your feet together. And I want you to lift your right leg straight up. As high as you can, inhale. Exhale, you're gonna bend the knee and place your foot in between your hands. And maybe you manually move it like I just did. That's okay. Drop that back knee. Flatten your foot. Blocks can come on either side of the foot if you have them. Lift the arms up, inhale, and exhale, hold. So just starting with a low lunge. Keep the core nice and strong. Maybe you have that mini back bend, or maybe you stay right here. Inhale, take the hands down. Exhale, step back. We're going to do it again. Bring that knee off the floor, step back. You can go right into three-legged dog. Inhale, kick up, and exhale. Bring it back in. Same thing, lower the knee, lift the chest, and hold. So we're going to really quickly build heat, because now we're going to add another layer. Inhale, arms come down. Exhale, press your left hand into the floor and reach and twist that right arm up. If it's not quite open enough, hand can come to hip. So I'm going to stay right here. So we're doing a twist over that front leg. One more breath. Now we have to reverse it. So take those hands down. Inhale, Come back to our first move. Exhale, arms up. And hold right here. Chest is up, shoulders are down. Inhale, take the hands down. Exhale, we go all the way back to down dog. You could go to that three-legged dog, or come back to down dog and then lift that leg up. Your choice. Inhale, up. Exhale, plant that foot. Same thing, drop your right knee, lift the arms. Now, as we get further and further into it, maybe you don't drop the back knee, but that will be up to you. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, press into the floor and reach and twist with that right arm. So if you can extend it straight up, make sure it is straight and that wrist is right on top of your shoulder. If not, you're here with me. I'm just encouraging that shoulder to open. Okay, we're gonna add another layer here. So inhale, take that hand down. Exhale, reach up the back toe. Here's the tricky one. You're gonna lift the knee off the floor and you're gonna step to this front foot and find a chair pose. Step to the front, find a chair, sweep those arms up and hold. Chair pose. So arms can be up, cactus, or here at your chest. Look down as you go to wiggle your toes. And I want you to get nice and low here. Woo. All right, so now we're gonna reverse it. Hands come down, step back. Drop that knee. Hand comes down, inhale, reach and twist left arm, or right arm. Whichever leg is in front. So now I'm starting to get a little more open. Inhale, hand comes down. Exhale, back to that first move. Arms up, low lunge hold. So now you sort of see what we're doing here. So we're gonna do that one more time through, and then add a fourth layer. Inhale, exhale, step back to down dog or three-legged dog, your choice. Lift up, inhale, and then exhale. Plant that foot. Drop the knee, flatten the toe, reach the arms up. So just regular breathing. I won't cue every breath. Just make sure you're not holding your breath. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, reach and twist. So I use the block that brings the floor to meet me where I'm at. That makes it a little easier. Inhale, hand comes down. Exhale, tuck that back toe, knee off the floor. Inhale, get ready. Step together. Exhale, chair pose. So we have one more layer to add here, and we're gonna add a balance. So inhale, you're gonna lift up nice and tall, and you're gonna bring that right knee to your chest. You have two options for your balance. You can do this balance here, 90 degree. If you want something a little bit harder, you're gonna hinge forward and come into a warrior three. Back leg is nice and straight. So maybe a wall or bench keeps you supported. So you can hold whichever one. We'll hang out here a little longer than the other ones to practice our balance, right? Tuck those hips under. Maybe those arms come back or in front if you're doing that warrior three. So 2 more breaths wherever you're at, and we will get to do it again. Take an inhale, exhale, drop back to your chair. Reverse, right? We gotta reverse that sequence. Inhale, take that hand down. Exhale, step your leg back. Now here, if you want that extra challenge, don't drop the knee and stay in your lunge. Reach and twist. Can you do that, but keep your hips low? And then inhale, take those hands down. Exhale, reach those arms up. So maybe you're in this lunge. I'm gonna lower back to my knee. Hold this here. We're gonna go through it one more time. So inhale, hands come down. Exhale, down dog or three-legged dog. Straight up. Inhale up as high as you can. Exhale, plant that foot. Again, you can choose to keep that knee up. Reach and twist. Oh, no. Come back into your lunge and hold. Arms up. So from the top, arms up. And then inhale, hand comes down. Exhale, reach and twist. So I'm keeping my knee down. Inhale, hand comes down. Exhale, lift that knee if it's not already up. Step into your chair. This is number 3. Our 4th layer is going to be that balance. Hold your chair. And then inhale, lift up. Exhale, right knee lifts. Whatever balance you are doing. Maybe it's that warrior 3. And if you fall out of it, it's okay. We're just here to practice. Get back into it. You got this. Hold it, a couple more breaths, and then we'll reverse it one more time through and get a quick break. One more breath, lift that leg up. All right, inhale, prepare for chair. Exhale, find it. Chair pose, maybe get a little lower. Back is nice and flat. Inhale, hands come down, step back, exhale, reach and twist. So this time I'm gonna keep my knee off the floor. Can you stack that shoulder right on top? That wrist right on top of your shoulder. Imagine I'm pulling back a little bit. Keep those hips low. And then inhale, reach those arms straight up. High lunge. Hold this here. Tuck those hips under. Try to keep that back leg nice and straight. It's my tight side. I'm gonna drop to my knee. And then inhale, hands come down. Exhale, down dog. So now we're gonna go through our regular flow that we usually do. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest for chaturanga. Elbows in, right? Inhale, baby cobra. And exhale, down dog. One more time through, and then a break. Inhale forward to your plank. Exhale, knees and chest. Pull those elbows in. Inhale, baby cobra. And then exhale, down dog. Or child's pose. Actually, everyone come to child's pose. That's what I meant. Child's pose. Take a couple breaths. And then slowly come back up. Quick check-in. You can just give me a thumbs up. We're doing okay? All right, we're gonna do the same sequence on the other side. So we stay right here. It's just gonna be the other leg. I'm just gonna turn so you can see me open up towards you. So you can grab a quick sip of water if you want. We're gonna go right into this. Same thing, I'm gonna move a tiny bit faster. We're still gonna do the same amount, just a little bit faster, okay? Down dog, here we go. All right, so this time it's your left leg. Inhale up, exhale, bend that knee, plant it in between the hands, maybe manually. Drop that back knee, inhale, arms up, exhale, hold. Core nice and strong. All right, let's do it again. Inhale, exhale, down dog, or go right into your three-legged dog. Inhale up, exhale, plant that foot. Drop the knee, low lunge hold, reach those arms. Okay, next layer, we add our twist. So inhale, hands come down, exhale, reach and twist. Left arm. Again, you can do that hand to hip. This one is a little more open for me. One more breath here. You want to watch that front knee. Make sure it stays right on top of that toe when you twist, because it's just your torso twisting. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, bring it back up for your low lunge hold. We reverse it. And at any point, you can lift that back knee off the floor. You don't have to wait for me. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, down dog. Or go right into your three-legged dog. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plant that foot. Knee down, arms up, and hold. Reach and twist. Inhale down, exhale, reach and twist. So just a few more breaths, and then what do we add? Our chair pose. Look up at your hand, pull back, watch that front knee. Inhale, hands come down. If your knee's not already off the floor, tuck the toe, lift it up. Take an inhale and exhale, step. This part's hard. Step into that chair. Arms up or hands here. Step into that chair. Make sure you can wiggle your toes. All right, let's reverse it. So hands come down, step back, reach and twist. So you can keep that knee off the floor or you can bring it back down. And then inhale down, exhale, arms up. It's my stronger side. I can keep my knee off the floor. But you do what is challenging for you, what works for you, right? Inhale, exhale, step back. Down dog or three-legged dog. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plant that foot. Let's go through it again. So you see how I'm using the blocks here. Makes it a little bit easier. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hold. So I don't have to reach all the way to the floor. Little trick there. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, reach and twist. Hold this here. And then inhale, get ready for that chair. Exhale, bring that back foot to meet your front. Woo, that part is hard. You can lift your chest up for that. Okay, here comes our last layer, our balance. Inhale up, exhale now your left leg. So either this balance here or kick that leg straight back. We call this warrior 3. Hold that there. So whichever one you want to practice. Beautiful. Excellent. Yep. Keep your focus right in front of you. Maybe you want to practice a half moon. We'll get one more opportunity to do this. Take an inhale. Get ready for chair. Exhale, find it. Drop the hips. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, step it back. Reach and twist. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, hold. Low lunge or high lunge hold. And then inhale, come down. All right, and come on back. Down dog or three-legged dog. Inhale up. One more time through, exhale. Arms come up and hold. I'm gonna come back down to my knee here. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, reach and twist. And a little bit faster. Inhale, hands come down. Exhale, step into your chair. Woo, get nice and low. Nice flat back. Get ready for that balance. Inhale, lift. And exhale, find your balance wherever you're at. Maybe even tree pose. Up to you. I'm gonna try my half moon here. Oops. So half moon is just sort of like the side planks we did in the very beginning of class. You just stack those hips and open up through the side body. Hold on to that. Nice to have a wall by you. Couple more breaths. You got this. Beautiful. Good, baby. Good, Diane. Love it. Tuck those hips nice and strong. One more breath. We got to reverse the sequence. Inhale, lift, exhale, drop to chair. Woo. I know we're burning. Inhale, hands come down, exhale, step back. Reach and twist. Either with the knee up or down, your choice. And then inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hold. Maybe a little back bend. Lift the chest, lift your gaze up. Inhale, hands down, exhale, down dog. Not quite done, inhale forward to your plank. This regular flow sequence, exhale, chaturanga. All the way down, or knees and chest. Inhale, lift, baby cobra. Exhale, tuck the toes. Down and back. One more time through. It's your own pace. And then when you're done, child's pose. Woo! And take a couple deep breaths in your child's pose. Awesome work. Couple deep breaths. And then I'll show you a different way how I use the blocks, if you're interested. One more deep breath in that child's pose. All right, so you slowly make your way up. Just because I use them this way, I want to show you. If you all do have the yoga blocks, obviously we use them in a couple of different ways. Mainly when you're doing a lunge. And again, they bring the floor up to you. Another way you can use them, what I was doing, is my hamstrings are super tight. So I actually do this whole flow with them. So it lifts me up a little bit. It creates a shorter angle because my hamstrings are so tight. So you can do that as well. And it might feel better on your hands even. But just makes it that much easier. Just wanted to show you that trick. All right, let's go to a seated position. We're gonna do a seated twist. Everyone doing okay? All right, shake those legs out. All right, we're gonna start with that right knee, and we're gonna take it up and over. You're gonna sit up nice and tall here. You're gonna take that opposite hand, reach it up, think nice and tall as you inhale, and then exhale, you're gonna use your hand or your elbow to gently press against that leg. I want you to think of lifting up and then looking over your shoulder. And we're gonna hold this for a couple breaths. So we got about 10 more minutes. We're just gonna finish with some nice stretching, a little bit of core. And then slowly come back to the center. I want you to keep your leg crossed. We're just going to do a little counter twist to the other side. So you're just going to gently lower your hands and just a gentle counter twist. And then slowly come back up. Oof. All right, shake it out. Let's do the other side. So now your left knee up and over. Right arm, reach up. Big deep breath, inhale and exhale, hand or elbow. First, imagine a piece of string lifting you up. So first lengthen your spine, and then when you're ready, add a little twist over your shoulder. So straight up first, then the twist. And then slowly come back to center. Keep that leg over. Counter twist to the right. Little gentle counter twist. And then slowly back to the center. All right, shake those legs out. Awesome. Let's come down into our back. So we're going to do sort of a Pilates style core exercise. It's also going to help increase our hip mobility. And then we'll just stretch. So kind of just one more layer of work here. So slowly come on down. And you can also have those blocks handy. I also have another trick for you all with them. All right, so we did the circles with our knees and our hips earlier. Now we're going to do them with our legs. So head down, you're going to extend your left leg up first. Now you can have your right knee bent. That's going to give your back a little more support. Or you can extend it so it's just long on the floor. Up to you. I'm going to keep my knee bent. All right, so now your paintbrush is your foot. So as you inhale, take it down. And then exhale, draw a big circle. Big, big circles. So now the key here is to keep your hips on the floor. So if you feel that right hip coming off the floor a little bit, make your circle a little smaller. We're starting to engage our core. I want you to press your low back into the floor. Let's go ahead and switch our circles. So again, your toes are your paintbrush or your crayon or colored pencil, whatever you're using. So the key here is to not let those hips move. Let's do one more. All right, and then go ahead and relax. Same thing on the other side. So you might notice how tight your hips really are if your hips are moving, right? Keep them nice and steady and just go at your range of motion. Other leg, go ahead and start. Just a couple in each direction. So I notice my hips much more steady when I do my stronger leg, which makes sense. If your hips are rocking, again, make your circle just a tiny bit smaller until you get that strength and mobility to make it bigger. And let's go the opposite direction. So if I were to come over there, I would not be able to slide my hand under your back. So I want you to really tuck those hips under, engage those lower abs, and press that low back into the floor. One more, because now we're really going to turn on the abs. All right, so we did one at a time. Guess what's next? Both. Okay? Now, you can have arms under your hips, legs up, and just relax your head while you're doing these. If you want a little more core engagement, here's the last trick with the block. Usually in Pilates, you just do hands behind the head as you lift your chest and your head, neck, and shoulders. If you have a block, use your block. You can press hard into the head and it's not going to hurt because it's soft. So legs up, look at those toes. Inhale, lower down a couple inches. Exhale, draw that circle as you come up to the top. Let's do it again. Inhale, tiny circles first. And exhale. So you're either doing chest lifted off the floor, inhale and exhale, or keeping your head down and hands under those hips. All right, we're going to do 4 more in this direction. Down, circle, and up. 3 more. Now, if you want a little harder, make the circle bigger. Woo, oh my gosh, 2 more. But keep that back, press into the floor. Keep your chin up. Last one. Last one. All right, relax. Woo. Awesome. You can windshield wiper those legs. We have to do the opposite direction, and that is going to be it. Okay? So if you want to lift your head, neck, and shoulders, you don't have a block, use your hands, right? Here we go. Legs straight up, opposite direction. So this time, legs start at the top. We circle first, and then we lower. And then come back up. We're doing 8 of them. Just like last time. Inhale. And exhale. Remember, start slow or start small. Exhale. And then if you want a little more, just make it bigger. Woo! Keep going, 4 more. Keep your chin up. Keep your shoulder blades off the mat for the extra challenge. You've got 2 more wherever you are at. 1 more, this is it. And done. Oh my goodness, head down, you can move that block. I want you to hug your knees into your chest and gently rock side to side. Woo, good job, everybody. Wiggle your toes, circle your ankles. Let's bring our feet back to the floor. Windshield wipers. So just nice and easy, dropping those legs down from side to side. All right, we're gonna do 1 more twist, similar to what we did seated, just on our back. So I want you to hug your right knee to your chest, and left leg is just long and relaxed on the floor. Go ahead and bring that leg across the body to the opposite side, and then extend that right arm out, opposite arm from your leg, and look over your shoulder for a spinal twist. Be gentle. Take a couple breaths. And very slowly come back to the center. And then we're just going to switch. So right leg long, left knee in. Bring that across the body. Extend the opposite arm. This time your left arm, look over that shoulder and hold for a few breaths. And slowly come back to the center. So we'll do 1 inversion here before we finish. So you can come up into a bridge, feet are hip distance. And you're gonna stack those knees right on top, lift the hips up. Also a good hip flexor stretch and great strengthening exercise for our low back. Inhale, I want you to lower back down. We're gonna lift up 1 more time. And we're just gonna hold that bridge for a couple breaths. So lift up and just hold this right here, just for 4 deep breaths. One more breath. And then inhale very gently, lower all the way back down. You can find your favorite stretch. And then you're just gonna end in a nice relaxation pose, whatever that is for you. Close your eyes once you are there. And just relax here for a moment. That could be any position that feels good on your body. Wherever you're at, close your eyes, focus on your breathing. And with your eyes still closed, just gently move your head from side to side. Start to wiggle your fingers and toes. And then just taking your time, very gently, you're going to roll over to one side and find a comfortable seated position. Whenever you're ready. Once you're up at the top in your seated position, maybe finding a couple of shoulder rolls or a couple of twists. Sitting up nice and tall. And then all together, we're going to reach those arms up. Take a nice big inhale. Bring the palms together as we exhale. Lower down to heart center and close your eyes for a moment and thank yourself for making the time for you this morning. And to join everyone else in this practice. And then we'll say namaste to one another. Namaste. Thank you so much. Hope you all have a wonderful rest of your Friday. And I hope to see all of you next week. And then I know that the last 2 Fridays, I believe, were off, the holidays. So you can do any of these classes. They are recorded and I upload them to my site's YouTube channel. So if you want to drop your email in the chat box, I can send that link to you and you can do them anytime you want.